This is Dalen 75 Games, and we are still on my XR Shaman. The third cudgel that we have to go and quest for, see, I have the second. The third cudgel requires you to get up to, say, 50 in pottery to help complete the quest. In fact, I don't think you can do it without it. And the idea of having to go into a trade just to do a class quest kind of irked me at first, and I was thinking I don't want to complete it just because of that. But when I was looking at pottery, it's actually one of the easiest trades, and you can make money off it without putting too much into it by selling it back to the vendor, especially once you get charisma buffs as a shaman. I'm actually not sure if I have it for this level. I'm level 10 right now. Because for some reason they spread out all of the shaman spells among many people. I've checked over everything, but even so, in the main level of your guild hall, you can go down below and there's other spell dealers down there. So I'd have to check that out to see if I actually have it. The P99 wiki will tell me everything I need to know. But for now, I'm just going with my current charisma, which is only 65, and that's not too great. I think some of the other classes start out with a 60 for the XR. I'm not sure why this came out as 65. I'm not wearing anything special to give me a boost or anything. So to do your pottery, first off, you need a flask of water. And the only place I can find that, I haven't checked everywhere, but I checked a lot of places, is right by the bank. There's a couple buildings next to the wall, between the bank and the wall. And one's a jeweler, another's for cooking, or baking, they call it in this game. And you will find flask of water there. It cannot be what I thought it would work, which is a flask of blood water. That does not work, period. You have to actually get a full-on flask of water flask. So, the P99 wiki will tell you everything on pottery. Very, very easy to do. To start out, I would recommend putting a point or two in the skill from your guild master, just to help out, get you started. And see this place right here, right before the island, between the Haggle Baron over there and the little island over here of vendors. It says Clock Hoga. Now here is the kiln. That's for the second part of pottery. And here is where you pottery wheel. This is for shaping the clay. So you go to Clock Hoga. It's a two-part process to build anything here. This is skewers. This is the finished product. This is what you get from the pottery wheel, the unfired skewers. So for, say, the easiest recipe, and all the recipes are listed, everything you need on the P99 wiki under pottery. I'd check it out if you want to do this. That's probably me selling my skewers back. So for pottery, you just buy, for the skewers, you buy one block of clay, and they don't stack. So you have to be carrying them around, clogging up all your bags, and they weigh a pound each, so they could overburden you. But one block of clay, and you will need the water. He does not. You have to buy a sketch too, and that guy does not sell the sketches. So you go over to the next guy over here, and he sells the, where is it? Skewers sketch. Now, did I buy anything? Not sure if I did or not. I didn't. So let's buy 20. And that comes out to 2 plat and 1 gold. You do have to have a bit of money. I was able to get my ranger out. Some very helpful monk, Ixar I was grouping with, had a level 54 druid named Thunder. And Thunder went all the way to Lesser Fae and transported my ranger, who had all his money on him. I forgot to deposit in the bank, and he was luckily carrying around a K of plat. And he came out to Lesser Fae and transported me. It was a little bit more of an arduous trip than I would have thought. He transported me. Where did we go? we went to Dreadlands. Now it's in Kunark. It's a, what is it, 30 to 45 or 30 to 50 zone. I haven't actually ever quested in my life, not even back in the day in Dreadlands, because back in the day, Dreadlands was considered a lighty area, and I was on my Ixar Shaman. This is on the team server, Talonzek, mind you. As a darky, playing, I was playing an Ixar, so I was on the darky side. We were not able to go there unless you wanted to battle it out, PvP, with every single lighty that you came across. So it was just considered an area that wasn't ours, and we didn't go there. So I had never been through Dreadlands. So the Thunder Druid, he transported me to Dreadlands, and he made me invisible so I wouldn't get attacked. Wait a second, why would I wouldn't need that as the ranger at the Druid ranks, but I would need it later on because there's a lot of nasties we ran past. So he made me invisible. Superior camouflage, I didn't even know that existed, and he made me able to see invisible, which as a ranger I haven't been able to do that. I'm not sure if they even get the ability to cast that spell. So he levitated me, gave me so, and did the same thing to him, and we traveled over mountains, and it came over deserts. It was snow-covered mountains and some desert. I think it was Karner's Castle. We went in there, and there's a whole bunch of other people going that way too. I think we even had to go through some ice tunnel. And there was a giant, I don't know what it was, giant abominable snowman, but it was huge. It saw the druid and started attacking him. Luckily, he was invisible, so I don't know what happened there. I guess it sees through. And good thing he was going first. So he started attacking, and we lost him. We were still running over mountains, and pretty interesting. We were levitating the whole way, so it was like flying. Then we went to Karner's Castle. Never been there before ever. And it was full of people. There must have been 20, 30 people that I saw right in the entrance. And that's where you can do what's called the evacuate. Haven't ever had that happen. Never had anybody cast that to me before. So we went from there all the way to Emerald Jungle. And then that's right next door to the Field of Bone, which is where most Ixars go to XP below 20. And we traveled through the Emerald Jungle. And that is the area I used to go in a lot with my Ixar Shadow Knight back in the day. And we traveled through there and went to Field of Bone, and he helped do an item transfer, 500 plat, and that's really helped out my Ixar. Very ironic that right before that, somebody actually came into the Field of Bone buying up bone chips, and I haven't had the chance to ever sell bone chips. So I made about 10 plat off that, and that would normally make me very excited, but considering I was getting a big, huge influx of plat to help this guy out, not that I want to go spend it on items, I actually want to use it for trades and maybe later on for items, but there's nobody selling banded, no one making banded around here, and as you can see, I have 3 banded pieces, banded sleeves, banded mail, and what's a gorget, and everything else is cure scale or some leather piece. I made this one through tailoring. This one I bought, reinforced rhino gloves, and yeah, so he's really lacking in items. Well, sorry, he does have a scaled coif, not sure. Looks like a quest item to me. Anyways, I wanted to do it because I want to be a little bit more self-sufficient. I know the money, you do need money, and if you don't have money and you're trying to work on skills, I know from fletching I was able to blow a 400 plat in about an hour of working on the higher level fletching. Probably when I was trying to take it between 160 and 170. It's very, very expensive. I don't really want to go that far in any of the trades. I want to get my pottery up so I can get the 3rd level of the iron cudgel. And I also want to start doing blacksmithing to make banded. And you can also make a Ixar only type of banded, and I'm wondering if I can make money off pottery, I could also help to add money back into my little pool here and continue, and maybe 10 levels from now I can make the Ixar cultural armor. If not, I can just bring my ranger down and give him the rest of my money and have a go at it. Okay, so that was my long story of how I got to this point. So you go to the pottery wheel, you put in, remember to always hold control down so you only get one at a time. Not sure if I used to do that back in the day, but it's pretty annoying otherwise. You gotta go like this. Who wants to do that every time? And we need the sketch. Voila. Here is an unfired skewer. And you just keep doing that until you've had enough, because they don't stack either. Once you have all your unfired skewers, you go to Clockhoga, and the recipe calls for a quality firing sheet, and you'll have to buy one for each one you've made. So I have 11 in total of these unfired skewers. I'll have to buy 11 quality firing sheets. Okay, now that that's done, you go right over here, because I don't have to go down around to the front and just... And all you do is you put in the quality firing sheet and a unfired skewer combined. That one failed. That one failed, however, I got better at pottery. One failed, but I became better at pottery. A lot of failures. And here's a success. They don't sell for very much. One's done. Don't sell for very much, but I sell them back because I have no other use for them. That's the thing, you do get some of your money back by selling them back to the vendor. I would recommend that when you're... Well, I can only say from this and fletching, because they're the only... I've done a little bit of tailoring. But I would sell back everything. I was actually making more money doing tailoring. I made a few plat back when I would bring in a whole bunch of silk. I think I had 3 stacks of silk, and what it costs 5 silver for the pattern, and you just combine together, and I was actually making probably about 4 gold off the belts I was making. Not everyone was successful, of course, but in total I was probably making about 3.5 gold per on average. It adds up. Is that all of them? A couple more. Yeah, and the P99 wiki also says to make sure everything is in one area. There's certain cities that don't have all your pottery things in one area, and traveling back and forth just to do a trade would be really irritating. The Ixar, it seems to me that when they designed Cabilis, they made everything more user-friendly than the old world. Everything is kind of located all in the same area, which is smart and less frustrating. Alright, so that's the first item to make, and that becomes trivial at a certain skill level. I think it said 26 in the wiki. So once that happens, you just look in the wiki for the next recipe to throw together. I would not recommend going and buying books like basic pottery. I mean, it's just a gold. It's not much, but it's not helpful. Not really helpful. Just tells you that you need this, this, and this, but not for each recipe. It just tells you what you'll need to do it. Yeah, so that's it for pottery. And I'm going to try to get my skill up to 50, because the iron cudgel, next level, requires about 50, they say. And I'm going to have to go out to Warslick Woods and maybe some other place, and I'll show you my progress, and hopefully it won't take too long. I might have to get up to about level 12 or 13. I'll be able to complete it and show you the next level, the Iron Cudgel. Here I am in my Invisible Ranger, right outside of Cabilis in the Lake of Ill Omen. And I'm about to do an item transfer to my Ixar Shaman Circus. So being invisible is just so I can avoid any crap along the way, although it doesn't work with Undead. So there's a bag here. give him. It's this one. Nothing special, just something to help him along the way. No fabulous loot, since I'm only 25 on my main. It's not like I can give him the world. Okay, so you got to log quick. Camp. And hopefully no other player will see that, because that's completely open to anybody to come along and take. This is the way a lot of people do item transfer, so I think the most common way is to get somebody you know, or hope you trust at least, to transfer bags and money back and forth. Just wanted to take a video of this. It's one of the more odd things I've ever seen. This druid has a deepwater barracuda. Charm he's using to kill it. I've never seen anything like that. If you ask me, that's pretty cool. Wow. Now here we are on my shaman, and we're not in the exact spot. I had to write it down, the lock, which is always a smart thing to do. And you got to get over there fast. Yeah, I'm a little out of place. It was this hill over here that my ranger went to. It's always best to come very close or right on the spot. Out here I wasn't exactly sure where I would be. I'm pretty sure I'm right supposed to be. Very close. There it is. There's the bag. Bag for Circus. And I will... Hold on. So he can use this right away. He doesn't have any wisdom here, which is pretty sad. Put it on his neck. I need to save all the bandit that I made. I actually made all but this. I can make bandit mail, I'm pretty sure. I'm 97 in blacksmithing. So yeah, I forgot to say, poof, going from, what was it, level 7 all the way up to 16 now. I've been working on him. Worked on him pretty hard for probably about 3-4 days. Or maybe 2-3 days. And needs a light stone. A lot of bone chips to sell. And that's now, I finally, on my ranger, I finally got mud crabs for the quest, the shaman quest, and this is also part of the shaman quest. Let's leave that. Alright, so Circus is good, but he has an extra bag that I would like to get rid of. So let's drop it off here. It's got to be a little bit further from your player, from your character. So quickly camp. You only have I don't know, I'm going to guess 7 minutes like it is with NPC or mob decay. So you cannot leave it for too long. We'll come right back in a second for you guys. For me, I've got to load in Theron to pick up this egg for him. See you in a bit. So we're back. So since I filmed that first bit, I've come to realize that I cannot use my ranger to go and get the men glow clay. It's just level 25. It's a little difficult to travel through Frontier Mountains. I'm always a sucker for bone chips. Especially when your buyer pays 10 plat per stack. So Sarkis has had quite the upgrade in equipment. I mean, he's in all banded. Still has that old Targ shield though. He has a new weapon called the Browse Keg Popper, which is pretty good, I would say, probably for under 20, under 25. It has an effect that goes off at level 46, so it's not helping us for quite a while since he's only 16, so another 30 levels. By then it'll probably be no good. It has no stats on it other than it's decent for my shaman to fight with at the moment. Ooh, excuse me, yawn. So I want to show Kurn's Tower. It's kind of the focus of this video. So without my ranger able to go get that Manglow clay, I won't be able to do the second part. Actually, I think technically it's the third part. Water here. Third part of the Shaman Skull Quest. They made it so difficult. And it's supposed to be for a level 10. First off, they don't sell Manglow clay in Cabilis like it actually says as part of the quest. So the only place to get it is to go to Burning Wood, which is very, very high for anything I have. Wouldn't be if you're level 40 to 50. It'd be alright. It's a little scary for my level 25 ranger to try to brave it on his own. Last thing I want to do is have to go on corpse run after corpse run. I think we're going the wrong way here. Got lost in the canals. Corpse run after corpse run to get everything back. It's gonna pop out here. Yeah, we're by the necromancers, and if I remember right, this way. Helps to know where you're going. I'm a little disorientated. I'm gonna guess this way to get back to East Cabilis. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know what the heck Varant was thinking, but it's one of many by design quests, or whatever you want to call it. Whatever happens in the game, like, I don't know why they would design it like this. It's so unnecessarily difficult for such little reward, too. I mean, the cudgel basically sucks at the next few stages. But the last one that's... I'm not sure about Velius when that expansion comes out for P99 Wiki, but the last one currently on P99 Wiki has a +5 wisdom bonus to it, and another thing or two, which would be nice. Yeah, I'm pretty sure my mace, yeah, it has no stats. It just is damage, and it has an effect if you're level 46. That's it. Okay, so after all this time, we can complete this level 1 quest now that I have mud crabs. 2 small mosquito wings and bone chips. If you remember, anybody remembers, why is this not combining? Combine, damn you. If anybody remembers that, maybe it has to be on you. There we go. It combined. And I think all I get is 2 wafers, 2 pieces of food for it. It's a level 1 shaman quest, but it took me forever to get the mud crabs. Even on my on Theron, the ranger, who's the master forager, he has like a 126 in foraging, and you cannot get past, I think you start out at 50 skill, and you cannot increase that for an XR. And foraging below average 50, it stays there. You cannot increase that ever. It's like a minor perk for the class, for the race. Okay, so who wanted it? I don't remember who it was. I think it was this guy. Temple tasks. What temple tasks? What? Oh, I will perform daily tasks. Okay, so he gave me the bowl, which means that it is for this. For him, I should say. All that weight just for 2 cursed wafers. This is a meal. Whatever, it's food. We'll eat it. So, out to the Field of Bone. I have many spells to help me, and he does pretty good with this new mace I have, or cudgel. I really noticed there's a massive difference in soloing. I was able to take out maybe one or two guys before at 100% mana and health before I had to sit down and rest for 5-7 minutes. With this mace, I can take down twice that many. I think I was taking out 5 sometimes. All depends on the random number generator for how much damage you're taking. Or giving. Yeah, so I want to wait till I have... It's so expensive to craft that shield that I want. I'll probably get it one day. It's a pretty good shield. It's the same weight as this Targ shield. I mean, it doesn't. I mean, it's not fantastic, but for something that I can just make on my own, I think it's AC 10. It's the same weight. There might be something else to it too. Maybe, maybe not. It's the Sky Iron shield, but unfortunately each piece of Sky Iron costs 55 plat, and maybe less now that I have a charisma buff since I hit 14. So this is probably about where I like to solo in the Field of Bone, taking out these Bury 9. They're all blues. It's a nice place to solo actually. Just about everyone here is blue. Light blue or blue. Ixar Brigand. We can kill him. Whoa, want to buy bone chips. Saying how much you offer per stack. And he hasn't responded yet. Okay, can't have him walking off forever. Just kill him, be done with it. I am waiting for the big haul. 10 plat per stack of bone chips. And there's people that will do that. There was somebody who came in here about a week back. And I had 2 stacks and they gave me... Actually, I had 36 bone chips. And they still gave me 20 plat. Wanted to know how many stacks I have. What is that guy? I haven't seen a very nice sapper. His head is red. I haven't seen that yet. So it's still a little tough around this area. I mean, there's some blues. Actually, they're pretty much all blue. There's even. Stay away from evens. And there's yellow. Lesser charbone. Oh. Okay. I'm going to make this deal with this person because he's offering me 10 plat per stack if I have 12 stacks. I'll be right back. So I was able to sell 12 stacks of bone chips for 120 plat, and I took what I had in the bank at 170 plat all the way up to 290. So I feel good. I'm very close back to 300 plat, which was my goal. There is Kurn's Tower. pretty high up. So let's get back up there like we were trying to the first time. So I don't consider this character so poor anymore. Bone chips, if you sell it just right, save them up and sell them for the right price, you can make a lot of money for even under 30. I think it's good for even 40 maybe. Give this guy so random, so did not take hold. Well, at least I tried to do a favor. Running up the ramp to Kurn's. No enemies outside. Just inside for quite the ways, it's just all undead skeletons. I think you have to go... I'm not sure if there's any of those Burinai upstairs on the top floor. There's a few levels up. A lot of dead Ixar players here. Yeah, so if you go down in the basement, that's when you start to see the Burinai. They're everywhere. And a lot of them are shaman, and they're nasty to fight because they dot the heck out of you. Not sure who's in here. I'm going to call out 16 shaman looking for a group. Mana came back fast. I am relatively poorly guild though. Or poorly geared. Poorly guild too, since I have no guild. Looks like everything's being pulled here. Wanna duel the basement. Who is Rorschach? I wish I knew. I don't see his name here. Oh, there he is. He's Ixar Shadow Knight 20. He wanted me to duel the basement with him. And then somebody called out a train from basement, so there are people down there. If I try to save that guy, I'm dead. Hopefully he'll make it. Yeah, just a bunch of blues. Still, they'd murder me. All three of them. Burinai like to come in groups. I'm down through that door to the left. I think I know what he's talking about. Basement's this way. I can't get close to these guys because they'll attack me. So they're returning to their spawn point. I should have restored myself. It ends in 40 seconds. You can't cast so indoors. Nothing on this skeleton. What am I losing here? Feet like cat. I'm losing all my buffs. Spirit of the bear. And so I'm low on drink. Gonna cast another one. Follow. So he's a level 20 Shadow Knight. And I need, since I can't use so, I might as well put Inner Fire, because Inner Fire is more mana efficient. Let's see. heal him up. Where to camp? Trying to heal him up. Keeps running away. So he wants me to stay in here. Which is fine by me. I'll buff him. Buff him when he comes back. Give him my strength buff. Feet like cat. And spirit of the bear. He's going to need heals. See, the thing is with the inner fire, I mean, I'm buffing him, so obviously I'm added to the mob's hate list, but inner fire is not considered a heal, though it does heal. And it is quite mana efficient compared to my heal. What is it? Minor heal, light healing. I am keeping his health up. It's just floating, sinking a bit. I'm not. My heal, light healing does do more. It's just not as efficient mana-wise. So I'm turned into a makeshift cleric. I do like to fight too, but in situations like this, when you're doing it's probably not that efficient. I need to get the mana. Now I can throw a heal on him. I don't have to worry about it. He's probably dotted up to heck and back. So I can hit them. I do decent damage actually. It's 15 damage, 35 delay mace. Much better than the spear I was using. Yeah, the spear was pretty much useless. Hit him with my DD. Take him out. Rorschach can heal on his own. I'll med up. I med pretty fast since I have no wisdom bonus other than this idle woven grass with its +2 wisdom and +10 mana. Really, I don't know what I should have at level 16. Probably about 500 mana. So he's on his own, and if he wants to chain pull, that's fine. I just have to manage my mana better. He said he doesn't really know the zone too well, and I don't either. I was with a group that pulled just around the beginning of the basement area, but I don't know it. I can check it out on P99 Wiki, but other than that... Excuse me, I just had to sneeze there. He can take that excavator down, and I'll med. He's almost 80%, though my mana is a bit low. Give me 2 minutes, and it'll probably be at 60-70%. I was with my cleric. probably about 3 weeks ago. It's kind of a sad story, but I was in Oasis with my cleric, and he was about level 14 or 15, and I was with this other dark elf cleric, and he was, you can tell, he was pimped out, twinked up to the nines, plate armor with the dye on it and blue dye, and he had a lot of wisdom bonus items, so his mana was probably a good third more than mine. So what happened was, that was fine. I learned a few things by talking with him, and then just probably about 4 or 5 days ago with my ranger, I ran into him again in Unrest, and he had gotten up to, say level 19. Not a huge jump in levels, but unfortunately, and I think that was with my last ranger video, where it was a ranger exploring, that I invited him into the group, and we had a few other people, and the puller claimed to know how to pull on the first level. Although at level 24, I could easily have been up on the fireplace level in Unrest. He kept pulling things that were too much for the group, and we had waited a good 45 minutes for the cleric to come all the way out from wherever he was coming from. And the cleric repeatedly died. He died about he died from something that came down from the second level and chased us all out. As soon as he zoned into Unrest, he got hit with it, and then he was killed. Then, with our group, he was killed twice more by bad pulling from this Ixar. I don't know what he was, Shadow Knight, I think, or was he a monk? He claimed to know the place, even though I could pull pretty well too, well, my ranger. And I got to know the first level pulling pretty well. Unfortunately, this guy was pulling from upstairs, and he was pulling reds down on us, and we only had about 4 people in the group, and we got murdered. One of the other problems was that the game had bugged out. We were in the main room in Unrest, and people from the fireplace is right upstairs, right above the main room. People who were pulling to the fireplace upstairs, they're somehow, the AI mobs were getting through the floor, like they're aggroing through the floor somehow. So they would all come down in a train. There would be about 3 or 4 or 5 of them. They'd all be yellow and reds on us, and we were unprepared with our small group. And so that was a lot of fun. That killed, I think that might have even killed me. That killed the cleric, and then, yeah, the other Ixar, whatever he was, monk, Shadow Knight, warrior, claimed to be a great puller and proceeded to keep pulling nasty stuff on us that we couldn't handle. So that's what happened to that cleric, and I felt bad for him. He told us we were undoing 3 hours of XP that he had gotten last night. What does he want? Extra food, drink? I will need to cast it. Get that a lot from people, actually. I don't mind it on my ranger. Jeez, does my ranger ever have a lot? What level are these people? They're all red to me. Ooh. They want us to join their group. So they're 21 warrior and 21 cleric. Oh. I guess I'm joining them. So I'm going to get into a larger group. Oops. Just letting them know what level I am. What the heck? I don't know who's fighting who here. Oh, it's greater skeletons. Yes, I am very low for this group, but I'll still get experience. It's got to summon. I'm going to summon 7 of each and give some to Rorschach. Cleric went and Link did. I'll just summon 5 and give him. Cleric Link dead. AFK a sec, gonna go check on my roommate. Okay. Thug. Should have done that in group. That's the thing with EverQuest. Everything needs to be done. You have to type out /G to talk in group. Didn't mean to put it in say. What am I looking for? 19 Necro, that's fine. I can remember, no, maybe I haven't seen Katail. Necro, Shadow Knight, Shaman, Cleric Warrior, 15 Shami. Okay, so I'm not too low. So what am I looking for? Spirit of the Bear. Feet like cat, Spirit of the Bear. And, well, Inner Fire, I don't need to use Turtle Skin. Oh, okay. Can't use Inner Fire on him because he's probably got a Cleric buff. Merciless Woods, Gobby Fort. Don't know about that. So this should be a good group. So we have a Warrior and a Shadow Knight. Necro for DPS, Cleric, and 2 Shamans for heals. More Bone Chips. Should put that as his last name. I said, somebody's complaining everything's green. So I said, well, we'll go in further once the Cleric returns. So the Cleric went LD. So this is Kurn's basically. A lot of it is, it's split into 2 halves, I should basically say. The skeletons and then the Bury Knife. In the basement, there is a very nice mace. Beserker mace. What does he want? Yeah, so it's kind of a problem without being able to sew inside. He wants me to run outside to sew him, and I'll sew myself. go. That's him on the other side. You can see, because it's the zone line right here. It's funny. You can see him on the other side. I didn't know that you can do that in this game. Because there's a zone line between us, so it's kind of silly. They want to go down to the Jester room. Heck, I'm fine. I have gate. Come on. Spirit of the Wolf. There we go. Get myself. The group like this, we have 3 people, 20. Cleric is level 21. Wish we had a enchanter instead of the other shaman. It's always nice to have breeze or clarity. Okay, ready when you guys are. Haven't been where they're gonna go in about 12 years. It's been a while. If the Beserker mace, or is it mace, cudgel, whatever it is, if it drops, better be a roll on it. So I can certainly use that. It's it's almost like made for shaman. Sells for about 600 plat. I looked it up on P99 Wiki. Get in a couple hits, please. There. It's a bit of a weak hit. I can do way more damage than that. Another weak hit. It's hitting for skeletons for about 20. Actually, I can do around, I think it was 29. There's a 28 hit. Another, it's 28. 2 28 hits in a row. Compared to the 12 I was putting out with my spears, it's quite a nice increase. Yeah, so is it the skeleton? It's a skeleton. It's called a Jester or something like that. Oops. Kind of hurt. Hit my desk pull-out drawer. Yeah, I get a little nervous when I see these guys charging at me and hit with a few dots, and it's very painful. Hit points wise. Not sure who's the one doing it. Maybe it's the burrower. I was fighting excavators out in the field of bone. Oops. I'm not casting. I was hitting one. I haven't played for a few days. Yeah, I think one day I'm going to have to make a Ixar Shadow Knight. Hopefully, EverQuest Next won't be out before then, but that's probably 1 to 2 years from now. If they change the XR to, I'm not sure if people were, if it's true or not, but people were saying the little guys in some of the vids that they were showing for EverQuest Next, that those were the new XR. They're tiny, knee high, maybe waist high. It's not what I want for my Ixar. Well, I like Wood Elves and Dark Elves and Ixar. Those are my three favorite races in EverQuest. So, I have somebody on me. Yeah, I think our tank is AFK, so... Or the warrior. Looks like he's back now. Cleric hasn't done any healing. I think I'm playing too well. I was trying to hit this guy and I was too far away. Come on, cast. He's dead. I used up the mana anyway. Actually, I was getting hit quite a bit. It was down to 55%. So hopefully we'll be moving down now. We ready to move? Don't see your pet. Dale. I think Kateo is red. Moving on, the cleric is sitting down. I just find it unusual that I'm seeing humans and elves come into here. And dwarves. And whatever else. Halflings, gnomes. It's just a strange sight. When I used to come here, it was a darky-dominated dungeon. Mostly Ixar. I think he's a little better geared than me. He's got a spear that has stats on it. Oh well. Whatever I have, other than the 500 plat given to me, I made myself. I have to get out to East Commons. I don't think that shield is worth buying. Or, sorry, making. At least not yet. What I'm gonna have to do is buy some wisdom gear. 2 rings would be nice, or earrings, whatever's cheapest. My regular heals only do 3% to Rorschach. Yikes. I get the better heal when I hit 19. Funny enough, the heal my ranger has is the same one I'm using right now. Lesser healing. Light healing. And this is kind of what I've gotten used to over the years, is moving with the group. Used to be an odd concept back when I was just playing EverQuest, back in the day, 99, 2000. You have to move? I don't want to move, I want to sit here. Bring the XP to me. That's normal though, and most MMOs, or all MMOs, don't require you to sit on the ground for minutes at a time to recover mana. I think this Necromancer's trying to get a decently leveled pet. He keeps on summoning him over and over again, then he asks me what level, or what does it con to me. Yeah, if you don't have to sit and med, I mean, or sit and recover health for long periods of times, of course you're going to want to keep moving. Oops. All I have to do, really. Oop. Something on me. Probably shouldn't have done that. Oh, they're just blue. Whatever is, it's on me. I'll hit them back. These guys all run from you, and no one in our group has snare. I think oh no, sorry, I shouldn't say that. The Shaman, sorry, the Necromancer does have like an engulfing darkness. And Rorschach might have it, or he'll get it next level at 22. We're going to the Jester. I think that's all the way as far as you can possibly go, or pretty close to it. I used to go through this whole place on my Shadow Knight. I got to know it pretty well. I wasn't dedicated to camping the Jester, but I did clear out the room a few times. Oh, and Dark End leveled to 22. Jewel. There we go. Down we go. Greater scale. Those guys used to scare the heck out of me. Now they're easy. I'm gonna buff Dark End. Make him a little tougher. Give him my typical strength, agility, and stamina buffs. Oh, I can throw on a take away disease thing. Cure disease. He says he's diseased. Strength when mana permitting, please. It took me a while to figure out what WMP means. Like, what is that? It means when mana permitting. Oh, I was just buffing and I got the skeleton on me. Okay, my mana's low, so I must med up. get my son. He's awake. So I'll be right back. So it turns out everyone I'm grouped with is part of a guild called Supremacy, and they say they're going to bring an officer by and invite me. You have, let's see, Rorschach. Buffed again. Are they debuffing? I assume they are. That just isn't normal. Yeah, they must be. So apparently this is the hallway where the Jester spawns that drops that Beserker Club. It's a club. And we had a big battle, cleared it out. And now we're just pulling everything that spawns. I'll give Darkened a heal. Well, I'll give Darkened about 5 heals. It takes so much of my mana to heal him. 22 warrior with my little light healing. And I have only +2 wisdom and +10 mana to my entire gear. Oh, he's obviously moved on since he's out of range. So yeah, if the Jester pops up, I will show it. But I think that's been long enough showing Kurns and a little item transfer and what I was doing with pottery earlier. And pottery is required to get that third XR Shaman Skull Quest done. But since Menglow clay is so hard to get, unless you're 40 plus, it's not worth it. So alright guys, I'll call it here then. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.